Well, great morning. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being a part of our outreach support group for parents with children that have been diagnosed with ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, and other behavior disorders. And the big thing is, the question is, do you believe your child can learn? Name one thing that your child has learned to do on their own without you, right? If they can tie their shoes, run their own bathtub, put their own clothes on. If they can read a little bit, then they can obviously learn. Now, what we need to understand, well, first of all, we're Bonnie and Thomas Leota, and we help parents online all over the world learn these skills so that they can transform from the chaotic, destructive, desperate environment that they're in to one with more peace, harmony, and happiness for the family as a whole. Mm-hmm. And, when I was writing the book, Raising Healthy, Happy, Cooperative Kids, I did a lot of due diligence. I wanted to find out, how did we get here to, 4 or 5 children out of every 10 are now being diagnosed with a behavior disorder, and another 4 out of 10 are experiencing depression or anxiety or just something off the negative spectrum. And one thing that I found, I think you'll find very interesting, is in 1903, the American Journal of Psychology wrote about neural pathways. I'm sure if you've gone to the doctor, they will tell you your son or daughter is missing neural pathways, and we need to do therapy. We need to do medication. We need to do all these outside things. When in 1903, they talked about how to create and recreate neural pathways. Basically, we have something that we really, really want over here, something like that, gives us a burning desire to accomplish. Now, when you're looking at a 6-month-old baby and they're watching you eat and they're going with the spoon, like every time you take a bite, they're doing that, is because they're ready to eat and they're developing like a burning desire to learn how to use that spoon, right? We were talking about the other day, a child's curious nature is what motivates them to engage in life. And so let's just take ADHD. Well, the child, can't focus, can't sit in a chair or whatever, can't maintain self-control, acts out in impulsivity. Well, if that child has learned how to tell a joke, right? They've learned certain things, how to play a video game. I mean, all of my kids were being diagnosed with behavior disorders, but they could manage the remote control, the computer, the video games way better than I could, and they still can because their brains are amazing. So, number one, you need to have a burning desire to carry you through your plan and purpose of learning a life skill, whatever that life skill is, right? And once you have the desire, then the activity itself must be repeated over and over and over again to develop new wiring to the brain, new neural pathways. Think of something that you've learned in the last 5, 10, 15 years. I mean, 15 years ago, were you a good cook in the kitchen? Can you cook better now? Are you developing more neural pathways? And if the answer is yes, and you believe in your child and you believe that they can learn, then they can learn basic things like focus, self-control, self-discipline, responsibility. They can fold blankets better than you. They can fold towels better than you. They can clean up to your standards, but we must teach them. And so Thomas is going to share with you a 3-step process on how to teach life skills in the most empowering way. Before I do, I want you to just think about this. Have you ever said to your child, sit still, sit straight up in the chair, use your manners? We don't do that. Like every single time you tell your child a dictation, we're not going to talk about dictation today, but when you say sit straight up in the chair, do they even know what that is? Because you have 25, 35, 45, 60 years of experience on this planet, where the 2-year-old only has 2 years and hasn't experienced everything that you have. So does it make sense that they cannot possibly see the world from an adult perspective when they're 2, 3, 8, 13, 15 years old? And we all know that the answer is absolutely they cannot see the world from an adult perspective. And 99% of the time when they're in trouble being yelled at or whatever, they don't even have any clue like why you're so angry. Just this strife is happening, right? So Tom, let's give them the tools to be able to teach a basic life skill. Like when I was first learning Creating Champions for Life, we, well, about a year after, so I had not mastered it yet. I don't know if we'll ever master it. But anyways, one of our first clients, we went over to their house and we actually worked with the kids. And Tom was talking about getting ready for dinner and sitting in a chair, and you tell them what happened and then give them the 3 steps.
All right, absolutely. So one of our clients, this was back in 2012, 2013. We went to a home visit, and one of her wishes was to have an actual dinner. Right? You might be able to relate on this somewhat, where she was a short order cook for 3 different kids, 3 different meals at the exact same time to make it just exactly whatever they wanted.
Well, let me just say the youngest was 3 or 4, the oldest was 13, and they had not one time, never sat down and enjoyed a meal together as a family.
Yes, great pre-frame. Yes, and and that was just a desire. She goes, "Was there anything you'd want to have more of?" And she goes, "I would love to just have one of those." And so I asked her some more questions of what's happening, and and then she notices that the kids never sit still. They don't sit at the table right. They don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. I'm like, well, we could either buy into the idea that God makes 6 kids or whatever you want to believe, and there's something wrong with them, or maybe it's just a puzzle. Maybe there's just something that maybe a piece we're missing, or you just need to assemble it in a correct order. Something very simple. And so I asked him, I was like, well, who knows how to actually sit in a chair? And there was a lot of silence.
Like the way mom wants them to sit in a chair.
Right.
They know what sitting in a chair is. Like they go to the dining room table, they can sit in the chair. They know what that is. But what Tom's talking about is, do you know how to sit in a chair to mom's standards? When mom's saying sit in the chair properly, do they know what you mean?
Man, especially if you're going to be like restaurant certified, there's a certain etiquette, right? Throwing things, running around, usually isn't the best way to say, please stay. You'll be asked to leave. Mm-hmm. So why would the home be any different? So in this case, we brought out a chair, and actually I was like, if we're going to diagnose them, why don't we just diagnose them with something that makes a lot of sense? Like, what if they just had a missing life skill? Right? Let's give them MLS label. Mm-hmm. And so I brought out a chair, and I was like, well, who knows how to actually sit in a chair? So you actually need to do 3 simple steps. And don't take my word for it. Don't take Bonnie's word for it. Look for it as a universal truth across the whole animal kingdom. We do every animal that bears offspring. We'll do these 3 simple steps again and again, and it's duplicatable from father to son, mother to daughter. And it goes just like this. 1, do for them. 2, do with them. And 3, they can do it all by themselves, which means teach me everything you know the shortest, quickest, fastest way, so I'll never need you again, but you'll be my trusted advisor for life, so I'm prepared to leave the nest. So find yourself one animal that violates this law other than man, then you've got a chance. So what we do is we sit down in the chair, and we did for them. Actually sat in the chair and showed them this is what you do if you choose to sit at the table. It's not a dictation, it's a question. It's part of their goal. This is how you do it. So you demonstrate first. Think of the game, follow the leader. We all played as little kids. It's time tested. It's not listen to the dictator. You do it first, then they have something to follow. So you sit in a chair like this. Then you grab another chair and they sit and you sit together. You're doing it together. Then you would be able to say, who can actually sit in the chair all by themselves? And I remember little Mackenzie.
Yes.
Boy, what a little spitfire this kid was, right?
Yeah.
Running all over the place, doing his own thing. And it was like embracing his own uniqueness. I can see you've got a passion. I bet you'd be really good at this. However, there was no reason to do this because Everything just came when they acted the wrong way. So you got to see what's recognized, rewarded, or be repeated. So that's the steps. Do for, do with, so they can do on their own. And once we got through the chairs, only one of them actually was ready to sit at the table because they did the chair certification. Then the other two were like, well, I want to be over there. We'd love for you to be over there. What did your older brother do so he could? They're so smart. Monkey see, monkey do, right? He goes, well, I can sit in a chair. Look at me, right? And he sat like that and, let's see if we can do this for 30 seconds. And we counted out, right? We did it with him. And he moved to the table. And then the little daughter, right? She followed right in suit, just like follow the leader, monkey see, monkey do. And that's how simple it can be. Now, you may have never done this before because we've always dictated versus asking questions. We might see our idea imposed onto them, so when they're not doing it, we see something we don't like instead of seeing their goal and guiding it. So that's the 3 steps. Do for, do with, so they can do all on their own, and that's the path for teaching missing life skills.
Yeah, well, what's amazing about this is, like, Mom, you have missing life skills. Like what I mean is by that is you don't know what you don't know. Like JFK said in the 1960s, children are only as good as what they've been taught because it takes massive amount of repetition to develop these neural pathways. And by the time we go from 2 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, we have millions of neural pathways and we just do things without even thinking. So just imagine this. Imagine your child is just this little spiritual being in a little physical body. They're looking at the world and everything is magical and wonderful and it's new and they want to explore and reach out. And I know that in a lot of ways, even at the age of 18 months or 2 years old, they drive you crazy and we get on this hamster wheel of you didn't do this, so you didn't get that. And hey, sit up and do as I tell you to do. But nobody, and I've done my due diligence now for the last 10 years, just looking for anybody that comes close to creating champions for life, to guiding children versus punishing, to asking questions versus dictating, to let us know that our children have a child brain and they cannot possibly see the world the same way that we see them. So is it their job to come up to our level to be the perfect little beings, or is it our job as parents to remember that a 2-year-old cannot possibly wake up in the morning going, I want to tick mom off. They're waking up thinking, what can I do today? What can I explore today? And we're following them around going, nope, 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 versus, hey, you know what? That's called a goal. You want to watch some more TV? You want to have some playtime? You want to have some mommy time? You want to do this? Where's the best place for your toys? And the first time you might have to go show them, like Tom said, put all the toys away. Then you take them back out and you go, now you do it. And oh my gosh, like we see kids who've given up, literally given up, come to life. We see like their little eyes light up, like they become happier. They start showing off. Look what I can do. I can do it better than you. Hey, Mackenzie, do you want to sit for 5 seconds or 10 seconds? Or was it 2 minutes or 5 minutes? He goes like 10 minutes. Like he wanted to do even more than what we asked him to do. And this is universal with every single family who chooses to engage with Creating Champions for Life. I know you can be skeptical, but I mean, like really what else out there is working to get you what you want? Cooperative kids, harmonious environment, peaceful environment. And the biggest one of all is being able to be with your kids and actually enjoy who they are. Have a fun relationship with your children. It's going to go by so quickly and we have the tools to help you. So we appreciate you so much. If you're here because you're looking to be better for your kids, right? You're looking for the tools to help them, the tools so that you can maintain your sanity and enjoy parenthood. I mean, Gosh, that's what we all want. So stick and stay. Let us know in the comments below how we can help you, what's making a difference for you, what you're learning, and anything that causes you any type of confusion, so we can help get you answers for that.
Absolutely.
So,
and until we meet again, here's to your parenting success.